right, guys, welcome to another episode of Song Title Challenge, where you get inside the mind of a hit songwriter. My co-host, Mr. Brent Baxter. In this piece here, you send in your best song titles. Send them to info@daredevilproduction.com. Once again, production is singular. There is no S. info@daredevilproduction.com. And I choose randomly. I spring them live on the air here to Brent, and you can hear conceptually how Brent's going to take 3 or 4 different paths to figure out how to write this song. It is 100% your song. This is not a co-write, so anything that he comes up with, you're free to use. And anything else you got to add to that, Brent?
It's like the songwriter version of a horror movie. These titles just leap out at you, and you have to be creative in front of a bunch of people.
And don't trip.
Don't trip. Don't fall.
When you're running.
The title's just walking, but it's always right behind me. So, yeah, I'm going to try and figure out how to make this. I'm a country hammer, trying to hit that country nail. So that's what I know best, where I can hopefully add value and try to figure out how to make this sucker a country hit. But hopefully, whatever genre you come from, you're aiming toward it, there will be value in just. This is a peek inside the brain. This is how I'm thinking about things, so you can apply it to whatever genre you're in. So, yeah.
There we go. Are you ready?
No, let's do it.
I love how you
Never am ready.
All right, so this is from Lynn Delgado, who's a climber. Thank you, Lynn, for sending in this song title. And your song title is Trainwreck.
Trainwreck. All right. Let me just write that down.
Trainwreck.
All right. So, I mean, of course, first thing I think of is the negative, because that's where I go. But also, train wreck's not exactly viewed as positive things, right? That's not like train wreck, like nailed it. So that's just kind of what I'm not the only one thinks negative, and you go, that's a train wreck. So so the first thing I think of is this relationship is a train wreck or something like that, where it just it may be humorous. Because that's normally when you say train wreck, normally there's a little bit of you could see this being kind of funny, but this relationship just goes south, right? It's not right, but I see it's got to have a little bit of humor if you're calling it train wreck, I feel like, because you can't do too weepy of a ballad and call it train wreck. I don't think it would work. I think it would be like tempo, everything's going wrong, train wreck. But I don't want to stop at the negative. I want to try and figure out how can we, because that's what most people are going to write that as, either a sad, heartbreak song or a fun heartbreak song. Is there a different way to look at this? Because I don't want to stop at what everyone else is doing. I want to go deeper. We may come back to that, but I don't want to stop there. So how can we make this into a positive thing? Now, I'll be honest, there's a song that a buddy of mine recorded. I didn't write this, but Ruthie Collins, she's an artist on Curb Records. Yeah. And so it's I think it's on her self-titled EP, which is on iTunes. I do have a song on there, but not this one. But they have a song called Train Wreckin'. And it's almost like acoustic-y, almost Dixie Chicks, Sin Wagon kind of thing. But like we're going out, we're having a blast, and we're train wrecking. Oh, okay. Like people are going to look at us that we're the train wreck. I got a broken heart, but I'm going out with the girls, and we're train wrecking. And it is fun, and it's tempo, and it's like a party song. Love it. So you can't write that. So what's been done, yeah. Right, that's train wrecking. So I had that in my mind too. Okay, so I'm just full disclosure, like, that would be a great way to go with it. That's a way, check that song out and see what they did with the normal negative thing of train wreck, made it train wrecking, and they're looking at it and it's a fun party song. Right. It doesn't take itself too seriously. So as an example of how you can flip that positive. Okay, so don't want to step on Ruthie's song, because that's already been done really well. You can check it out. So what's another place I can go? Is there a fun way to do a train wreck? There's a thing about we thought everything went wrong, but it was all right. The date where everything goes poorly, but it ends up, there's a train wreck and we crashed into love kind of thing. Is there a way to do that? Where there you go, train wreck that crashed into love, right? Boom. That just happened. Yeah. Or, it's a train wreck, but it's kind of the thought of like the love train, but it like wrecked me. It ran me over kind of thing, like where it's a good thing. I got hit by love. If there's a way to do that, sure. Which why not? You can make the train something positive. Yeah. The love train. Yeah. It's a train wreck. The light at the end of the tunnel. Right. Exactly. So that might be one thing to do. You just have to set it up where you say train wreck, set up as a good thing. And I'm stretching for this because I want to go that extra mile and not just stop at the obvious, because everyone can write that. Yes, Johnny, you in the corner.
I have an idea.
Yes, you with your hair raised.
Okay, so this is actually a thing that happened. There's a specific person that I'm thinking about amongst a couple friends of mine who is like a really, really good guy, and we all really love him, but he's a hot mess.
Oh, yeah?
And so he's like our favorite, we would call him like our favorite mess. You know what I mean? Because he's our mess, right?
Right, exactly.
Like he's our guy, And I think everybody has that person in their has come into contact with somebody like that. So you could spin that to be like, he or she's my favorite train wreck. You know what I mean?
And one thing you could do too is if you're talking about like a relationship, you could almost do it I feel like you get away from it more from a female point of view, I'm a hot mess kind of thing. If it's a female song, he's a train. He is on time. He is steady. He knows where he's going. He's driven. He's reliable. He's a train, and I'm the train wreck.
He's the train, and I'm the wreck.
And I'm the wreck. Right? He's a train, and I'm the train wreck.
That's good.
He saves me. He that kind of thing. I just don't know whether I'm coming or going. I'm a mess, but he's my steady. He's my rock. He's my train, and I'm the train wreck.
Oh, see that?
Save me from myself, kind of thing. So you could turn it positive, cool. I'm a mess, but he's the train, I'm the train wreck. So that can be cool.
Yeah. Everybody has moments when they feel like they're a mess.
That they're the train wreck.
So there's a
right. So it's positive. It's a little self-deprecating for the singer, and you could do it either gender, just depending on how you write it.
Right.
But it seems more like the guy would. But the girl could be steady as a train. She knows where she's going.
Well,
she's
you've heard guys say that she's like my rock. She's
right.
Yeah.
So
that could go either way.
You can do it either way. They're more male artists than female, so it makes sense to write numerically from a male point of view, but it also may just be, right for a female. You just don't know. But your mileage may vary. But I think that's pretty interesting. He's a train, I'm the train wreck. Because you don't want to make I'm a train, she's a train wreck, because that's more negative on the other party. It takes it from being a positive song to being a negative,
right?
Kind of casting dispersions on somebody else. So that's interesting. I like that, because you get to play off all that stuff, but you kind of twist it. But make the other person, the listener, be the hero, and you're the one getting saved, which is people like to be told good things about themselves. So we got that in our pocket, I feel like. So what's another one? Train wreck. It could be fun about, you're the one, this breakup is going down, and I was hoping it was going to be in private, but dadgum, here it is happening right before last call. Kind of thing. Hey, everybody, gather around.
Yeah, get your popcorn.
Get your popcorn. Train wreck is happening right now. I can't stop it. So y'all gather around for the train wreck. Don't break your neck. Checking out the train wreck or whatever. So if you like that moment, it's a little meta. You're stepping outside, going, "Oh crap, it's going down now."
Guardrail.
And all right, everybody, just gather around. That would be a fun way to do it. So it's still negative, but it's so, tongue in cheek that you're like, okay, yeah, it's a breakup, but it's really funny. So gather around, because this train wreck I'm involved in is happening. I guess you could also do that pointing out some other couple's train wreck, oh, come on, like in junior high, fight, and everyone gathers around. It could be that, but I kind of like the I'm in it thing. I think it's just something funnier about that, and not laughing at someone else, but you're in it.
Yep.
So I think that's kind of fun. Definitely, more tongue-in-cheek and not as serious as I'm a train, or she's a train and I'm the train wreck. What else we got? We got another minute or two. Dig a little deeper. So, just to look at the deep angle, the life angle. What if this world, this world's a wreck, right? So much broken in this world, and if I can't stop it, I can't fix everything. At least I'm going to do is try and pull people from the train wreck. Or the heroes that do that, this world's, busted up, but here's to the heroes kind of thing. Or if all we can do is, if we can't clean up all the mess, at least I'm going to try and pull somebody from the train wreck kind of thing. We are the world, almost, positive kind of thing, maybe kind of cool. I mean, I don't know, that may be more of a stretch, but if you can get there, that's pretty cool. You definitely wouldn't see it coming from that title.
How about this? How about that's right, you wouldn't see that coming from the title. something that would be like a little bit more obvious, but could be story about a first date, and they're falling in love, right? And from the one person's perspective, like, oh my gosh, I finally see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? Like, this could be love, or it could be a train wreck. Right. That kind of thing. It's it's always that moment where you're kind of, it doesn't necessarily have to be a first date, but it's that moment where you're just deciding if you're really going to become vulnerable or not. Yeah. If you're gonna put some stock into it, you could write the fire out of that.
Yeah, it's like I'm laying dead on the tracks. Yeah. And it's either going to be, I'm being vulnerable that way. I'm laying myself on the tracks, and I don't know what's going to happen next. It's either the light at the end of the tunnel or a train wreck.
And I don't know what's going to happen next. It's either light at the end of the tunnel or a train wreck. Yeah. But I'm going to go there every single time.
But I'm laying myself down, kind of thing. Ooh, really being vulnerable. Good. That's cool too. Yeah. Yeah.
I came up with something good.
Mark it down. You don't give yourself enough credit.
Not when I'm in the presence of greatness.
There you go. Let's see. And another would just be, you can do this, you can do that if you want a train wreck. That's how you get to a train wreck. The kind of the what not to do list.
Like some advice. Some advice from a mentor, from a grandpa,
or someone who's been there, or just someone who's been there. Like, take it from me.
Kind of like
like, don't ask me how I know, or
you're gonna miss this. Yeah, the one where the guy's drinking at the bar and the bartender gives him the advice about.
Oh, that's
what am I thinking of?
That's the Kenny Chesney thing. Oh my goodness, no, it's not. Don't blink. He has a lot of advice. The Wiseman thing, good stuff.
Yeah,
the good stuff.
That's the good stuff. Yeah, so something like that, where how about don't be afraid of the train wreck. Maybe something like that, because there's going to be train wrecks.
Yeah, there's going to be train wreck. Or that's the difference between catching a train and catching a train wreck, is what you do in these moments of decision. Right. You can catch the train, which will get you where you want to go, or you're catching the train wreck. What you do next decides if you get the train or the train wreck. There you go. Catching the train.
You get the train or you get the wreck.
Yeah, you're catching the train or you're catching the train wreck. Like, what are you deciding using? So it's more a song about life choices and wisdom and stuff. You get that into good old country vernacular, and it could be coming from the guy that's messed up and lived some, and like, hey, I know I've done some of this. Right. That could be pretty cool too, because then you wouldn't expect a little bit of a more life messagey kind of thing from this title. You'd expect the love gone south thing, or somebody's all messed up.
How about something like there's life after the train wrecks, right? Like a recovery kind of thing. It could be a love wreck. It could be addiction. It could be abuse. It could be like whatever. But it's like whatever it is you're going through, whatever it is that wrecked your train.
Yeah. There's life after the train wreck.
There's life after the train wreck, something like that. You can still be the light in the tunnel if you want to be, kind of a thing. Yeah. I don't know. It might be getting cheesy there, but
yeah, it could be. But sometimes what we go through is partly one of the silver linings is that we can help other people that are then going through that sort of thing. Like, why did I go through this? Well, maybe you went through it to help somebody else. Yeah. Through their stuff. Mm-hmm. And so it could be, maybe you went through a train wreck, but that's so you could be the light at the end of somebody else's tunnel. Yeah. You know what's on the other side, and you can help somebody else through their train wreck. Yep. So you can be you play out the light at the end of the tunnel thing. That could be interesting too. So we're about almost at 14.
I mean, so that's like 4 or 5 different angles on it right there.
Chew on that. Choo-choo.
That just happened.
On that. That's right.
All right, guys. Well, that brings us to the end of another song title challenge. If you have a title that you'd like us to run at the flagpole, that you'd like to get inside the mind of hit songwriters, send it to info@daredevilproduction.com. Production is singular. There is no S. Once again, that's info@daredevilproduction.com. Put in the subject line song title challenge so that it gets into the right folder, and we may just go run it through Brent's brain on the air.
Yeah, right? And also, if you're interested, this is kind of like what I do in a coaching session. If you bring in an idea, this is a quick, 12 minutes of doing this. But if you do a coaching session, then we can sit down for 30 minutes or an hour online, however much time you want to book, and we can go through this stuff and really dig into some of these ideas. Or I can prepare your song, or I can help repair your song. So whatever kind of state you're in, or you can just ask me questions. You can find out details about that at songwritingpro.com/coaching. So that's songwritingpro.com/coaching. coaching if you're interested. And we'll see you there.